That's right, Flex Zone family back again, commanding the airways. Much like the commanders on the field, it's another Commander's Corner with my brother, the right hand man, Commander Crevonte, the Commandalorian. What's up, my brother?
What's up, man? The Mandalorian is rubbing. It's slowly rubbing off. You're a lot closer than when you weren't started. You're a lot closer. Um, yeah. You brought to my attention that I do need to speak on the Commanders a little bit more. We have legit fans out there, and we can build a following. Who knows? We were still messing around with the name, so it's just getting myself up to talk about it without getting, without going over the top. But it's cool. I'm gonna get into it. Maybe we'll do something bi-weekly. For sure when the season starts. Probably shoot in August, we'll probably be doing some a little bit more frequently. So as you do Ravens things, I will do Commander things.
Hey, you know the drill, Flex Zone family. Hit that thumbs up, like this video, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Welcome to the Flex Zone family, and hit that bell for all notifications as well. Check the ticker down below. Let's get straight to it, Cavante. We was laughing before we came on because we were mentioning and just going back and forth about the fight song, and you even played it again. The reaction of your face was priceless. Thoughts on the song? Is it really any different, or is it just the wait and see approach?
I'm definitely taking a wait and see approach because I'm not even sure if that was the official one. I knew it was at least the up to date one because we seen the Goofy W going back and forth. You know what I'm saying. So it's like it's given the same vibe as the original fight song. Now, obviously, some wording got to change. I only heard of we only really heard the songs and the melody and all that stuff. We didn't hear no words or anything behind it. And for those of you, if you know and it is up to date and it is official, let me know so I can hear it and critique it properly. But I'm still keeping a wait and see. I haven't got official word, but for my fellow Commander fans, if you know otherwise, please let me know. But
Yes.
it was absolutely nothing to write home about. Like you said, it wasn't the worst, but putting words on top of this is going to be very, very interesting to see how many words they would switch up. That I'm also interested in that. But pretty much the fight song is pretty much the same with a little twist at the end. You know what I'm saying? But
A little
it,
crescendo
it,
music
it,
term for you.
it's nothing to write home about. I'm not impressed or anything. Not that I would have been anyway, but yeah, it's mid at best.
Real quick, any updates on the mascot? Will you be dressing up as the Commandalorian? That's a nice gig on Sundays. All the games for free, nice little paycheck. I'm sure you know.
I'd consider it. As much as I talk about it, I would consider it because obviously the jokes of the commandos and all that is going to be a thing, and that's going to be an ongoing thing. But Commandalorian would be tough, and if you give me the Mandalorian costume, hey, we got something. We're moving in a positive direction. Byron, I would consider it.
Hey man, Halloween isn't too far away, and
No,
who knows where we'll be in October. Hopefully, the channel will be monetized, and hey, we might have to do something special with you, my brother, just to get a photo op with you in the outfit. Would be something I would never forget. Much like Dre with the RG3 jersey back in the day, in the early days of the Flex Zone podcast. Speaking of that, so we're here today, Crevonte. Whether you like it or not, brother, you know I'm gonna drag you on here and tell you to do it. We're talking about the Washington Commanders 2022 NFL schedule, the opponents, and I'm gonna get your win losses. Obviously, it's early. Like I said on the Ravens video, we may have to do this again down the line, like you said in August. But whew, what do you think when you first look at the schedule before we get into the games? What are you thinking? What are your thoughts? What do you like? What do you don't like?
so I just want to make this point that I'm almost certain that we will be monetized by the time October come around because the ball is extremely low. Like we're almost at an avalanche at this point. So and thanks to you and Roger again for spearheading this and getting it to where it needed to be. But the momentum is crazy right now. So it's May. We might even get it by mid summer. we might be on that wave. So we'll be on to even bigger and better things come October when we're in the thick of the football season.
Yes,
But
sir.
all right, so Washington Commanders, you drag me and drag me into these YouTube airways, these in the Joe Biden internet to talk about this mess. So okay, you got me here. Let's talk about it. Okay, so initial thoughts. I see only one primetime game, which means it's one too many. Um, well, technically, I guess it's two because I see Prime it's going to be on Amazon Prime. Does that count?
Thursday night games are on Amazon Prime with Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit. If you don't know, by the way, Monday Night Football has Joe Buck and Troy Aikman from Fox to ESPN as well.
Okay, so those are the only. Matter of fact, looking at the schedule, we only got one Thursday night game. Cool. That's cool with me because why would you put us on anything Prime? But I see one Thursday night game. That's the Prime Video game against the Chicago Bears in Chicago, and of course at the Eagles for the ESPN game, which is understandable. Um, so check mark there. You keeping the prime games to the prime time games to a minimum. I think that's great. Um, um, I saw that according to strength of schedule, we're pretty much at the bottom. And if you notice, the entire NFC East is at the bottom.
Right.
And I'm sure that has to do with having to play each other 6 times. That helps. Um, so, but the strength of schedule doesn't mean much when you don't have a strength when your team is not a strength in general. So it makes sense that we're down there, and it doesn't make a difference how easy our schedule is because we're not better than a lot of these teams on this schedule. I just be completely honest. Um, in the NFC East, um, the Eagles knocked it out the park for their the draft. Out of all the the Giants, I'll say the Giants knocked it out the park, and the Eagles did really well. But the Giants are so far down, they better had knocked it out the park for their draft. But I still think they will be a basement dweller in the NFC East. The Cowboys won last year, which means they probably won't win this year. So it's probably going to be the Eagles' division to lose, and I foresee the Commanders probably being somewhere around third. Just kind of kicking the Giants, make sure they stay off. Like no, I don't want to be down there with y'all. Like we'll probably be right there in the third range. I see there's a little stretch here. Well, we have a couple stretches where there's a lot of winnable games. Like you were saying before we got on the air, we have the Jaguars, Lions, Eagles. That's a good chance to go 3-0. Knowing the Commanders, probably not though. We're gonna keep going. There's another stretch right here where we have Texans, Falcons, Giants. That's another rack them up. That's another rack them up slate. But again, we're dealing with the Commander, so nothing's gonna come easy. Um, and the end of the year, we finish with the Cowboys, which is fine. We always finish with a divisional opponent. That's nothing different. So those are a couple things that stood out to me. Honestly, looking at it, we don't have that many heavy hitters on this uh on this schedule. I mean, okay, we got the Packers. Cleveland will be scary in week 17 because Deshaun Watson will probably be playing. Um, the 49ers, depending on how they look, they might be in their stride by the time uh Christmas Eve comes around. But outside of that, it's like, okay, the Colts, Titans, yeah, these teams are better, but they're not no top-notch contenders. It's probably one Super Bowl contender here on the whole schedule. Um, which will probably be still probably the Packers. Other than that, I mean, we know who the Titans are. The Colts have a chance. They can be. They just got to get out their own way. But there's no bona fide Super Bowl contenders except for one here. So just those are my initial thoughts looking at it. And I see, again, we only have one Thursday night game. So all our games is pretty much on Sunday. And we have that one Monday night game against the Eagles, which for obvious reasons.
Yes, before we get into the games, let us know in the comments what you think will happen with the Commanders, what the record will be. We're going to give you ours in a second. Real quick, preseason. Panthers, Chiefs, Ravens. Any thoughts on the preseason, real quick?
Um, get out of it healthy. That's all. I really don't. I like to see. Well, see now the third game is usually like the dress rehearsal. So is
Right.
the second game gonna be the dress rehearsal now?
Hey,
Um,
look, I'm not dressing nobody with the way these injuries go. We'll see y'all September 11th.
and I'm not big on it either. So just get out of it healthy. I would love to see Sam Howell and a couple of the other studs play, but that's it. That's it. It's nothing. It's not a big deal. Nothing to see here, guys.
Well, let's get started. September 11th, we start at home. Yep, at home with the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm gonna give it a win, Crevonte. I ain't got too much to say about this. I think Chase Young is gonna have a big game. I didn't mention him because I think this is the game that he reminds people why he was the pick that he was at number two. I could see him getting 2 to 3 sacks and having a coming out party against that Jaguars O line, which is improved. Brandon Sheriff, former commander. I think a win for the Washington Commanders.
Um, I would say I would say win as well, just because they are the Jacksonville Jaguars and they're still building. Now, I do think they have a stud at quarterback. I do think that. He had a rough rookie year, but Dougie P and that offense is going to get him right with that offensive line, and he's gonna put some things together. But this looks like another one of those games where this would be a haunting twice for Carson Wentz, because this is a team that put him out of that made their that made them didn't give any postseason because they lost straight up, like not just in the betting world. They lost every way you could. Um, and it was a winning in, and they lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars. But also, former coach is on the opposing side. So I hope he comes in there with a clear mind, and this is not a struggle. Because if this is a struggle, I already think it's going to be a long season. Let me just put that out there. Um, it's going to be a struggle if this game is a struggle, because this it's got to be some get back right here. You want to stick it to your former coach, and you want to stick it to the team that put you out, basically put you out of the playoffs because you was in. So I'm gonna say win. I'll say win.
Got you. Week two, they go to Detroit. I'm gonna give you guys a win. I think Detroit plays hard, but I still think they are probably a year or two away from competing. I'm gonna give you guys a win in Motown.
They are tough. They adopt that from their coach. They are very very tough, and they play very very hard. But the talent just isn't there yet with Detroit. Hell of a pickup. Hell of a pickup in the draft, getting a hometown kid, Aiden Hutchinson. And so they knocked it out the park. Their first pick last year and the first pick this year, they knocked it out the park. They got a top tier offensive lineman last year, Panay Sewell, and they got a top tier high floor guy in Aiden Hutchinson, hometown kid. I'm excited to see him play, but I'm not excited for what he could possibly do to Carson Wentz. I'm going to say we have enough talent to beat this team. So I will miraculously say somehow we will be 2-0 to start the season.
Carson Wentz gets his former team. This one will be in Landover. I'm gonna give you guys a win, man. I think the Eagles are improved, like you said, but I still think you guys start 3-0.
And this is where the expectations come a bit too high. I think the expectations will be a little high here. I would love to say 3-0, but this is a game that they would drop. This is a game they would drop here. Um, I'm I'm hoping he makes it for the second game, because I think that will be the game where it's like, yo, prime time, Eagles, Lincoln Financial. yeah, I would love to give I would love to give him that win as opposed to the first one.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say 2-1 right here. We drop our first divisional game. And I just think I think we split with them, but I really want him to have that second game.
So with that being said, do you think now knowing what I know about you, do you think you guys go to Dallas in week 4 and win?
This would be a game.
That
This
would be
would
a
be a game.
Commander's thing.
That would be a commander thing to do because looking at it, first 4 games, I think we're going to go 3-1. There's no way we're going 4-0. Like that just doesn't happen. And we're either going to lose to the Eagles or we're going to lose to the Cowboys. So in this case, I said we're going to lose to the Eagles. Somehow, some way, we're going to beat the Cowboys.
So we both pretty much at 3 and 1, just a
We're
different
both
game.
we're
Okay.
at 3-1. Yep.
And I'm a be the power of positivity right now. I think you guys beat the Titans in Landover as well. I actually think the Titans, there's like 5 in, 5 out every year. I think the Titans will miss the playoffs. I think they had a subpar draft. I don't think they got much better personally this offseason. I think you guys beat the Titans to go to 4-1 in your first 5.
I think so. I typically like to take my schedules a quarters, quarters at a time. So every 4. Now, unfortunately, because we have 17 games, it's not quite a quarter, but still, we can still keep it. 3-1 would be an amazing start. Would be an amazing start for the Commanders, but I think, and we will absolutely have a chance to win. The game is on CBS. Um, I don't know. Something tells me I think we'll drop that game. I think we'll
So
drop that game. I think we'll
you're
drop
at
the game.
3-2. That's 3-2 for you, right?
I'm saying
Okay.
3. Yeah,
I'm at
but
4-1.
I think we'll pick up the next one though.
Hey, okay. And I'm with you. They go to Chicago. The Bears probably going to be picking in the top 5 next year if they have a first round pick, in my opinion. Poor Justin Fields. We can talk about that another day. But I think you guys go to Chicago and win as well early in the season, not too cold. So Carson Wentz's arm won't be frozen. I agree with you. So we both got to win there.
All right. Yep. I got 4-2, and you got a very modest 5-1.
Yes,
My
I'm
goodness.
drinking that burgundy and gold Kool-Aid, baby. That's right.
You
Five
must
and one.
they must have spiked it, bro. They must have spiked
Hey
it.
man, hey, we love Crown on this here program, but
We do.
this is
So,
the next one where you guys do come back to earth. Green Bay. I know they're much maligned about not having receivers, but Aaron Rodgers, I mean, I think you agree with me on that.
yep, yep. I think of the whole entire schedule, that's the guaranteed L probably. That's the one thing I think I probably say maybe 3 like bona fide guaranteed L's here, and that's one of them.
Got you.
It's Green Bay. Like we're not touching them as an organization or talent or anything. So yeah, if we're not already back down to earth, which I'm sure we probably will be, we'll get knocked back down to earth in week 7.
So I got you at what, 5 and 1 so far?
But that would be our
Oh, 5 and 2,
second loss.
5 and 2, 5 and 2.
So that
Okay.
means I'll be 4-3.
I'm at 5 and 2, and I think you lose to the Colts next, so 5 and 4.
Oh damn, we gotta go to Indianapolis.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that would be a rough one. This would be a time for a losing streak to start. So
That's
I'll
why
be
the fast start is important.
yep, yeah, because you're very modest. I think we are 500 team, 8-8, which will be the second quarter of another another quarter to dissect. Um, and I don't think the second quarter is not going to go as well as the first. So I think we'll probably break even 4-4 for week 8 against the Colts after the loss.
So I'm going to actually say another loss with the Vikings. I think the Vikings are much improved too, and they could win that division in the North. That's a money bet. I had to talk to you offline. Put a little money on the Vikings to win the North, by the way.
Hey, that well, it's plus money. I know that. I know that's for sure. Yep. I think the lose streak will continue. My lose streak is at 3 right now because Green Bay, Indianapolis, and
Same.
Minnesota, which means I drop to 4-5.
And I am at, what are we at? One, two.
I
Three,
guess you
4, 5, 5. Yeah, I'm at 5 wins. So what's that? Five and okay,
four.
5 and 4.
Four.
Yeah, 5 and 4.
Yeah, because you got one win. You got one.
Mhm.
You got one win more than I do.
Okay,
So I'm
five
going
and
five,
four,
5 and 4.
and I got them going to 5 and 5, going to Philly. You might have this as a win though.
I got it. This is where we break. I think this is perfect time. Set it up. 3 game losing streak. This is perfect for you to get some get back right here, and this will be the last laugh probably for the season, which is I think means more to the Commanders and Carson Wentz and for the season. So this is where I say we kick back into high gear and beat the Eagles the second time around to get back to 500 on prime time. So you know I'm reaching.
Well, hey, it's a divisional game. We know how the NFC East goes, and it's crazy enough that we're both at the same record still after all of these games, even after my hot start. And then I think you guys get hot. Speaking of hot, with the next 2 games at least.
Yeah,
Texans, Falcons. Texans, I think, is a win. And just to real quick go to the Falcons, I think we see Desmond Ritter. That's my prediction. And I said that when the Ravens play them as well. I think we see Desmond Ritter by this time in the season because we're hitting what, week 12? Yeah, we see Desmond Ritter by then. I think you can take advantage of him. So I'm going to give you guys 2 wins against 2 bottom dwellers, 2 more teams that'll be picking in the top 5 with the Bears next year.
I agree. I agree. I agree. And this is when the winning streak starts up. It's like, oh, this is perfect timing going in the back stretch of the season. So I agree. I'll take the gladly take the win and at Houston and then versus Atlanta. Atlanta coming here. Well, coming to the DMV area to play. I think we'll win both of those games, but one's going to be a not so easy one to win. I can't. I don't know which one, but one of them's going to be tough.
I'll,
But I
s-
do
I'll say the
think
Texans. The Texans do play hard, though. They do play hard.
absolutely.
So we're both
So
at 7 and 5.
yes, yes, and
And then
yep.
I unfortunately have you guys before your bye week losing to the Giants in the Meadowlands personally.
So it's interesting. This is the I want to say this is the first time. This is the second time, and I think the first time was like in the early '90s where a team is playing a team back to back. A team is playing the same team back to back. Now, obviously, there is a bye week in between, but you know what I mean. So, as much as I would love to think that we beat the Giants in back to back, I don't think we're that. I think we're better than them, but there's no way we're gonna beat them back to back. So I'm gonna drop one. I'm gonna say we lose. I'm gonna say we lose the one at New York and win the one at home. I think we'll go home and home.
So we're both at what is that, 8 and 6, and same record still. Do you like the week? I love this week 14 bye for you guys, by the way.
I'm fine. Listen, I like our buys later.
Hmm.
That's my preference. Even though week 14 is really late, but I do like my bye weeks typically later because I think like a week 5, week 4 bye is stupid. Like that's just entirely too early. Put me in the middle or put me lower towards the end. I like the week 14.
So we both have the Commanders at 8 and 6 after the second game of the Giants after the bye, heading to a Christmas Eve showdown in the Bay against the 49ers. I'm going to say you guys lose this, but it'll probably be a competitive game. Don't know who the quarterback will be for the 49ers, but I think it'll be a tough game.
I think that'll be important. That'll be important to see who the quarterback is at that time, and also what the seeding's like that's going around. Like what is everybody fighting for? Now,
Mm.
obviously, the 49ers are in one of the tougher divisions, so I do think they will still be fighting. But it'll be interesting to see who their quarterback is because if it's Trey Lance, that who knows? This could be Trey Lance coming out year. You know what I'm saying? And a final push for the for the playoffs. But yeah. And we going across the country to lose. I tell you, brother, that's a lot of miles be traveling for a L. And that's probably going to be one of them. So what's that? 8-7?
Both at 8 and 7. Okay. Hey, look, we're
Wow.
simpatico, and we didn't even go over this, by the way, as always. Um, you know what? New Year's Day, after you get drunk and have a hangover, wake up to Commanders football. Deshaun Watson coming to DC. Obviously, a lot to talk about there, but I'm gonna go out on a limb. I think you guys win that game.
That'll be interesting. It's gonna be
It's the
cold.
Browns. Browns
I,
going brown.
I I'll bank on. So all right, so it's gonna be cold no matter what, whether because I then that's at home. What shoot didn't matter whether it be in Cleveland or be in Landover. It's gonna be cold. Um, I really want to know because by this point we'd have been through 3 quarters. Um, and 2 out of 3 quarters were probably okay. Now we're in the last quarter. Ooh. Um, I'm gonna say we drop it. I'm gonna say we drop it. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be competitive, but I'm thinking Deshaun Watson's gonna play, and there's no way we're gonna win.
And to end the season, this could be the seventh or eighth Saturday or Sunday, depending on scheduling and flexing. Cowboys to end the season, as you said, the NFC East opponent. I think you guys win that game personally because I think you guys lose the first one, and I think you split.
I think some in a weird way we might sweep them. I like that last. I like that last win right there because I think the Cowboys actually took a step back. They did not have a overwhelming draft by any stretch of the imagination.
Nope.
Um, so I like the Commanders to at least give me a win. I take all wins versus the Cowboys, but specifically the Cowboys and the last game in the season. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna go 9.
So you're at 9-8. I'm at 10-7. And that would get you into the NFC playoffs because it's wide open outside of probably the top two or three teams that we know, the Tampa Bays, the Green Bays. You want to throw in the Rams, obviously the defending champions, maybe the 49ers making another run. I'm not too high on Arizona because we talked about their goofiness. So hey, that might be a wild card, bro. 9 or 10, they'll get you in.
Yeah, nine to 10 wins would definitely get us in. Um, but that's very optimistic for both of us, honestly. And this obviously is barring injury. Um, trying to be optimistic about my quarterback situation and the offensive situation because I think defense is going to be back. I think the
I
defense
agree.
will. I
I
think the
agree.
defense will be back. There's no way they're going to have a letdown like they did last year. Um, hopefully everybody stays healthy, Chase Young included, because we got some depth on this defensive line, man. We got some really good depth on the defensive line. Um, I don't know what other moves we're going to make. I'm hearing Bradbury could possibly be in the mix because the Giants just let him go, and obviously he's familiar with Ron Rivera and the defensive system that he runs. So it wouldn't be too much thinking going on, which is how we like our defenders to play, not thinking a lot. Um, and he would easily be at worst corner number 2, maybe
Right.
and probably corner number 1. Like in all seriousness. Um, so yeah, I think nine to 10 wins. Yeah, we're being hopeful. I would like to see what our over under is. It's probably 5.5, probably 5.5 or probably six and a
Well, I
half.
might have to throw you a couple dollars, my brother, and put it on the over for them because I think they and even let's say they commander and they commando or whatever you want to jokingly say. I mean, they could still win 7-8 games just off of the
Correct.
defense and the running game. Antonio Gibson, you got Scary Terry, one of the best receivers in the league. I think Jordan Thomas, Logan Thomas, excuse me, at tight end. He's going to be big time, I think. So they got weapons on offense. They'll be in some games. If Wentz just doesn't turn the ball over, hey,
I think that will be the tell of it. Because even with the Colts, the games where they ran the ball, they typically won.
yep,
You know what I'm saying? It's when Wentz absolutely had to throw the ball and where he started, being Carson Wentz.
yeah,
But I do like the running back we picked up from Alabama, Brian Robinson.
yep,
Um, he gives me lightning. He gives me pair him with Antonio Gibson, and we got a nice little thunder and lightning thing going on. We got and then we have J.D. McKissick, who's our receiver, who's our receiving back. I
right.
think we got a nice little running back locker room right now. We got three really nice running backs in our locker room. Unfortunately, I think Jared Patterson probably would be the odd man out. He had a great preseason last year, and I absolutely thought he deserved a roster spot. But picking up Brian Robinson might have pushed him out the door. But I love our running back core. If Gibson got to hold on to the ball. We want to talk about somebody who doesn't take care of the ball. Gibson, he had his moments throughout the year last year where he was not taking care of the ball, and J.D. McKisson was in the game a significant in a significant role, and we seen Jared Patterson sprinkle in every now and then, but J.D. McKisson was like our full time running back at a point because Antonio Gibson couldn't hold on to the ball. If he holds on to the ball, he can still get 1,000 yards and not have a lot of tread on his tires because Brian Robinson is going to take a lot off his load. You know what I'm saying? But Gibson is like our everything back. Brian is a thud, and J.D. McKisson is our receiver. So it's looking really diverse in our running back locker room.
Hey, let us know, Commander Nation. Let us know, Commandos. What do you think the record will be for your Washington Commanders? Obviously, really early. We'll probably do this exercise again, as Crevonte mentioned, in August after everything settles with OTAs and training camps and who signs where and if any injuries occur. But I have 10-7 in the wild card. Crevonte 9-8, correct? And you haven't making a wild card, or
Yeah, not is enough.
okay, okay, yeah, me too. I agree. Hey,
not,
look,
not,
eight,
is
eight,
enough.
eight may have you in conversation in the NFC, man. Seriously.
And 9-8. If we sweep the Cowboys, we might be fighting with them for not just in the conference but in the division. Who knows? The Cowboys might take a full step back because they lost quite a bit. They lost quite a few offensive linemen. Lost Amari Cooper. Um, so it's tough to think that the Cowboys are going to repeat at this point.
I agree with you. If I had to bet today, I would say the Eagles win the division. You guys second, Cowboys third, Giants fourth, but improved, but fourth. So let us know in the comments your thoughts on the Washington Commanders schedule, what you like, what you don't like, wins, losses. We got wild card aspirations here on the Flex Zone podcast. Make sure you hit that thumbs up, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications for all Commanders videos as well. And Cavante, we're gonna do this more often, right, my brother? I'm gonna drag you if I got to. Just like they're gonna drag Dan Snyder to court, baby. I'm gonna drag you to the Flex Zone podcast, baby. The only place giving you your sports how you want it.
When you need it.
Hey man, it's always a pleasure, my brother. You know I got nothing but love for you. I know
Yes,
you
sir.
keeping it, working hard, doing what you got to do, being a great father, and all those things, and keeping away from the goofiness.
I do what I can, man. I do what I can, baby. I appreciate you for everything, brother.
Anytime, my brother, I got you. So, Play Zone Podcast for Crevonte, the right hand man, the commander himself, the commander Lorian. Salute him. And make sure you tune in for all our Commander videos. Check out the podcast Mondays at 10 p.m. on the Flex Zone Podcast. Only place giving you sports how you want it when you need it. FlexZone1 at gmail.com. FlexZone1 on all social media. FlexZone1 on Cash App. It's down below. And I will be live tomorrow. AEW Dynamite live watch along. Another big night. Come watch some AEW with me. Have a cold beverage. Chill. We'll be talking about a lot of things. We got game one in the Western Conference Finals as well. So I'll be keeping you up to date on that on the channel. Hey, comment, come through, let me know what's up. And Crevonte, about to get out of here, brother.
Peace out, good people. Don't forget to hit that bell for so you get notified when we have all this lavish content that my guy Byron and the rest of the team is putting out. You don't want to miss it.
Appreciate it, my brother. For Crevonte, God's favorite host. We gone.